Hello everyone, welcome back to another Questionnaire Entertainment video. Today, we're just going to be discussing the Astros trade today. Just overall, you're seeing a lot of reactions on Twitter right now and on social media, and they are not positive. People are not happy, and I don't believe people should be happy. It's a bad trade. There's no other way I can really describe it. It's a bad trade. Um, the Astros the Astros traded for a pitcher that has around a 5 ERA this season and has about an 8 ERA over his last 4 or 5 starts, and it just it doesn't make a lot of sense. They gave up three of their top 5 prospects, and it it's pretty much unthinkable. I haven't seen anything like this in a while. It's just something that is hard to believe that they would do. Dana Brown was brought in as a guy who was big on his farm, big on big on building up prospects and not necessarily spending a ton of money. But now they've gone out. They traded a ton for Verlander. They paid Hader a ton of money, who blew the game tonight. And then they they made one of the worst trades I've ever seen. I mean, it was just a pitiful trade. I honestly feel bad for Joe Espada because the team just clearly has like needs that are not going to be filled because they continue to make bad moves from the front office, and he seems to get blamed for them when I really don't think it's his fault. Um, no, I'm not saying the Astros can't go and win it all this year because Kikuchi should help them this season. He is a decent pitcher. He's not terrible, but you traded Luperfido, Bloss, and Wagner, some of your top prospects, for a guy who's a rental and he's 33 and just doesn't make a lot of sense. If the Astros do not win a World Series this year, this trade is a massive failure, and I mean massive, massive failure. It just doesn't make sense on any level because the idea was that um, the idea was that you wanted to get better right now. Obviously, it doesn't make any sense to me how you can make this move, but these guys that you were talking about, like Flaherty and other guys who were better, they they were the reason that they stayed out of it was because they thought the value was too high. How much were they asking for these guys if you couldn't give up this package for them? It doesn't make any sense to me. I just cannot comprehend it. I really cannot. Dan Brown and Jim Crane should be questioned relentlessly about this because this is about 2 off seasons in a row and 2 seasons in a row where they have continuously made bad moves. They have made terrible moves so many times, and the idea that they should just get a pass because the Astros are good is unbelievable. None of these guys that have been brought in that have played well were their guys. It's either Luno or it's um, James Click, who is on the other side of this trade in Toronto. It is just unbelievable that an organization that was on top, won a World Series 2, 3 years ago, can fall apart this fast. Like I said, the team is still good because the team has a ton of talent. But as an organization, they have completely fallen apart. It is a disaster. And I give it maybe 2 or 3 more years before this team is completely off the map because they're getting older and they do not have the prospects to fill these guys in. They have done well and they develop guys well. That is obvious. But now they're getting to the point where they don't have enough depth. They're rushing guys up. Bloss is an example. Luperfido is somewhat of an example. It's just not going well. And if they don't win a World Series this year, I think their window is somewhat closing. I think every year they go on, they're just going to continue to get worse. I don't see how they're going to get better. I know injuries, but the team is getting old. Verlander's old. Altuve's old. They may lose Bregman in the offseason. Tucker, I don't know how that's going to turn out. There's just not a ton to look forward to here. So they have to win this year. If Kikuchi can help them this year and they win a World Series, the trade doesn't look as bad. If if they don't win a World Series, this could go down as one of the worst trades in franchise history. It could be an embarrassment. This has that type of potential because he is a 33-year-old rental who I don't think is going to come back after this season. It is just unbelievable that this is something that happened. And I mean, you've seen the people's reaction. I've yet to see someone that thinks it's a good trade. If you think it's a good trade, let us know in the comments, and I would be happy to discuss that with you. But I cannot believe this is something that happened. I thought Bloss originally was too much, and then they threw on Looper Fido and Wagner. I mean, it's just crazy. It's unbelievable. That's all I have to say. Hope you all enjoyed the video. It's kind of just a rant, but hope you all enjoyed the video. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and more for more Texans Astros content. And I'll see y'all in the next one.